This matches that. However, the USBs, closer view for you guys to see that we are charging the lantern. Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at a brand new power station from SolarPlay, a very large battery and loads of features in this unit. So let's have a closer look. All right guys, so getting started with this battery unit, it is a portable power station of 2400 watts, as you guys can see right there. The model is a Q2501. Solar panel is 11.5 to 48 volt PV 500 watt maximum. Capacity of this battery unit is 2160 watt hours. UPS mode rated for 1100 watts. AC charging at 1100 watts, 100 to 120 volt, 50 to 60 hertz. AC output is 2400 watts, 100 to 120 volt at 50 to 60 hertz. And it is a fairly large battery unit. You guys will notice here on the side there are two cooling fans. Rotating the battery unit all the way around, you guys will notice the brand up here, SolarPlay. Having a look at some of the features on the front, you guys will notice there is a long light with a quick on and off button there. You can turn it on to bright, you can turn it on to flash, and then there is an SOS mode as well. We have a 12 volt cigarette lighter over here, 12 volt 10 amp. We then have some outputs here, 12 volt 3 amp, 12 volt 3 amp again. Down below we do have a 12 volt 25 amp plug right there. We have the DC on and off button. We have a full readout of all the information what's going on in the battery right now, so we're not currently inputting or outputting any energy. It is at 81% charge and an estimated runtime of 99 hours. Due to us not outputting anything, it will max out at 99. USB down here, we have quick charge ports, 3 of those for USB. We then have 3 PDs, which are USB-C outputs for 20 watts each. And then we have a 100 watt PD output. Over here we have the power button, a quick press and hold will turn the unit on or off. And then really interesting over here, we have an input for a charge level. So we could charge this unit at 300 watts or 500 watts or 700 or 900 or 1100. So we actually get to choose how many watts goes into this unit, which is really important for not overheating the battery. And if you choose to slow charge it, the battery will actually work a lot longer in its lifespan versus charging it at the fastest and the most load consuming every single time, which is really hard on batteries. Spinning this unit over again, we have 2 more fans. We have an overload protection, and then we have the AC on off switch. Here we have a little bit of literature. It is a pure sine wave inverter, so the AC output is rated 2400 watts total, 100 volt to 120 volt. AC input is 1100 max, 100 volt to 120 volt. And then we have a DC, which is MPPT input. This is what you would use for solar or from DC charge at 11.5 to 48 volt, a maximum input of 500 watts. Push the little door and it opens up. We have 4 AC plugs. We then have a charge port there and another charge port there to charge the battery up. Quick press and that button stays the door shut. Having a look on top of the battery station, you'll notice there's 2 large carry handles. This unit does weigh quite a bit. We'll talk about some of those specs in a little bit. You guys will notice 2400 watt, 2160 watt hour portable power station. A little bit of literature. Again, if we press on this little door, it will open up. Here we have a very convenient source of cables, a very convenient space to store the cables, I should say. We have an MC4 connector plugging into the battery unit, so this can be used for solar panels and other methods of charging. And here we have the AC plug, which is used for plugging into your inverter or a generator or shore power, however you wish to charge the unit, all neatly stored in there. There's also ample amount of room in here for other cords such as USB cables for charging your phone or maybe other devices. And again, with this door, press it shut and it's stored. All right guys, so the operation of this battery station is very, very simple, much like others on the market. Like I was saying, quick press with the button, the LCD will come on. If you press and hold, the unit will turn off. Press and hold, the unit will come on. A little bit of a beep there. The fan kicks in initially just to push any heat that might be in there. If the battery is too warm, the fan will continue to run. So we're at 81%, 99 hours remaining. So I'm just going to plug in a lamp here and charge this. We'll plug into the Quick Charge 3, taking our cord, plugging it into this little camp lantern, plug it in, and then simply pressing the USB on off. That will then kick on and start charging. So right now on my lantern, it is lit up. It is currently charging. And right now we're getting a little bit more information for the output. We're putting out 8 watts. Battery's still 81% charged, but now we have a readout of 79 and 81 hours. So in between 79 to 89 runtime hours at 8 watts of an output. Now, once this is charged, it'll stop charging and it'll kick off and it won't burn any more energy unless you are running the AC. So anytime you turn on an AC inverter, you will be converting power, which would be burning power to convert the power. So leaving the DC on right now, because the USB is DC power, it won't actually consume any battery life. It's always good to just shut it off anyways. But if you do happen to use the pure sine inverter on the side and you're running that AC, and you have the AC button turned on, even though you have something plugged in there, it will burn. But if you don't have something plugged in there, it's still going to burn energy at a very, very, very low rate, converting the power because you're turning the inverter on. So fairly straightforward with this battery unit. I'm going to go over a few specs that I've gotten off their website, and we'll talk about the weight and the size. And then I just want to do a quick comparison with another battery unit that's really, really well known on the market, and do a kind of an overlook at the buttons, the interface and stuff like that, and the size. So here's a little bit of a closer view for you guys to see that we are charging the lantern. It is plugged into the quick charge. We are on the USB. Battery readout, 79 hours. Estimated runtime. We're now currently putting out 9 watts of energy, and the battery is 81%. We're not inputting any energy, so there's 0 input. We have an indicator up here showing us our USB is turned on. And like I said, 9 watts out, 81% battery life, and between 79 and 81 hours of fluctuation runtime looks like it's telling us. Okay guys, so I have their website pulled up on my phone right now, and I'm just going to read off some of these key specs to you guys. The model we've already gone through is Q2501. This is a lithium iron phosphate battery, which is very important. It is well, we already covered that. It is 2,400 watts output max and 2,160 watt hours of capacity. I'm just going to skim down through here. So it says it can run a TV set of 150 watts, estimated runtime 14 hours. It can run a rice cooker at 800 watts for about 2.7 hours. It can run a microwave oven 1100 watts at 2 hours, 1.9 hours actually. It can run things like a laptop, it says here, at 50 watts, about 43.2 hours. A drone, it can run charge batteries for a drone 36 hours. That's a lot of drone batteries. A larger TV of 150 watts. So it's saying a TV set, an older TV, 14 hours. But then this is a TV 150 watts, a modern TV about 14 to 0.4 hours. So the same thing. I'll flash this up on the screen if I remember to get this little picture that I'm looking at. Put it up on the screen so you guys can kind of follow along. It's claimed 3,500 plus charge cycles. So you could charge this thing a lot of times. It has 8 layers of protection. It's saying it has protection from overcharge. This is really difficult to read because it's actually very small. So there are temperature protections on here too for too hot, too cold. Protection from overload on the AC. Protection from short circuit. Protection from overcurrent. Protection from over voltage. So there's all kinds of overprotection current in here from the BMS, which is the battery management system, which will help protect that. There are 4 methods of charging this particular battery. There is a wall socket, which we all know, we plug it into a home. There is a cigar lighter or a DC lighter in your vehicle. You can plug it in and do that. You can plug it in for solar panels and charge through solar panels. And the 4th option is kind of a combination of the both. You can plug it into a home and a solar panel and charge at the same time. It says if you do in the home and a solar panel of 200 watts, I believe it's saying, or 400 watts, it will take 1.5 hours to charge. If you're doing a cigarette lighter at 120 watts output, full charge is about 17 hours. Charging socket in the wall at its maximum, so 1100 watts if we select that, plugging it into a house, 2 hours for full charge. And charge with solar panel maximum 500 watts, about 6 to 7 hours it's claiming. That's going to be variable between where you're at in the world and clouds and whatnot. I want to find the weight here. So it is coming in. Usually these are quite heavy, and this guy is a little heavy. 21.7 kilograms. So quite heavy. Dimensions, length, width, and height are 39.1, 28.5, and 31.9 centimeters. And it comes with your owner manual, the 2 cords that I showed you up here, the AC and the MC4 connector charge cable, and the battery unit. The price on this, I cannot actually find a price because this is currently a Kickstarter item. The price will be updated as soon as these are available, but I think I saw $1,500 Canadian with the battery and the cables, no solar panel. The solar panel would be additional cost. So all in all, a very, very decent battery. I'm really happy with it. It doesn't have the top wireless charging, which I find really useless to put a cell phone up there like some other batteries have, because it still takes forever. You might as well plug it into the fast charge ports, charge your cell phone within an hour, and you're done. I would like to see another 12-volt plug-in as well. If I'm running a diesel heater for camping with this particular battery unit, I would like to have another 12-volt open for maybe a refrigerator, which is what I'm going to show you guys right now. I'm going to plug into the 12-volt here, and we're going to see, I've got my refrigerator set to a negative temperature, and it's actually quite warm right now, so the compressor is going to kick in full. I want to see how much it's going to pull and how long it's going to run for, because I've actually been running this battery on my refrigerator here in the van for 1 day, and it's only gone down to 81%. So not bad, almost 20% for an entire day. And inside the van right now, the temperature is 36 degrees Celsius, it is telling me. So keeping that refrigerator quite cold. But I want to get this positioned over there. We're going to plug the refrigerator in and take a look at the readout. All right, guys, so over here I have a door, and behind the door I have a hidden refrigerator. So my refrigerator is actually quite large. I don't know the exact model on this. It is from Vivor. Very common fridge to find on Amazon. So I've got the 12-volt plug here. I'm going to plug it into the battery unit, and we're going to power that on. One press. Fridge just came on, it beeped, and it says it's reading 0 degrees Celsius right now. It's actually probably about like +1, +2. So I'm going to crank it down to -10. The compressor is going to come on full. I can feel the fridge humming and vibrating. So that is on, and it is on max. So this fridge is max input. So it's going to draw as much as it can. Right now it's telling me my output is 40 volts or 40 watts. And we have an estimated runtime right now that it's going to try and cool that down to -10. It's telling me 27 hours of runtime, which is actually pretty respectable because it takes about 15 minutes for the refrigerator to get down to that temperature. And then it's just a matter of hovering at that temp. So I would bet that this battery unit, if I set my fridge for 0 degrees, would most likely run this for 4 to 5 days of just sitting still. Now, if I were to be using this for the refrigerator, every time I turn the key and drive the van, I unplug this and I plug it into my van and I turn the battery off, which is what I've been doing with my other battery station, which we'll take a look at right now, just for a quick comparison in size and features. All right, guys, so just for a little bit of a side-by-side comparison, here I've got the Jackery Explorer 2000 Pro. This is a pretty large battery unit, and it's very comparable in wattage and watt hours and such. The size comparison of this is a little bit wider. It's about the same depth and the same height, except this has way more plugs. This guy has 3 ACs. The solar play has 4. This only has 1 output for cigarette lighter. This matches that. However, the USBs, we have 1, 2, but then we have 4 PDs. This only has 2. And that's it for the outputs on this unit. They're all located in the front. The LCD screen is really small. The light is really small. And all in all, it's a pretty basic unit. It gets the job done. I enjoy it a lot, actually. but this solar play unit has a lot more usability in it. I would like to see the AC plugs on the front of the unit and not the side, because if I were to mount it like this, I wouldn't be able to access the AC. So that's my only downfall personally with this battery. However, it makes up for it in a load of other options, including what wattage you want to charge this at, which the Jackery does not. It always quick charges, which means it's going to have a shorter lifespan, most likely, and less charge cycles than the solar play will, because if you have the time to charge it at 300 watts, you might as well, versus this charging at about 1,000 to 1,500 watts. It gets very hot, and sometimes it even kicks out the breakers on the areas where I charge it at, which is a downfall too. This does not. I can safely choose how many watts I want to input in the battery and take my time charging, or ramp it up if I want to charge it a little bit quicker. Okay guys, so that is my impressions and first look and my honest opinion about the Solar Play 2400 watt battery. It is a very, very strong battery, and it's a great tool. I mean, with all the features in here, I especially really do enjoy the input option of choosing how much watts is going into the battery. The LCD readout is very intuitive. It has everything that I need on there. And I'm a real big fan of the PD outputs, the USB-C to USB-C, the quick charges. Everything here is exactly what I need. And it even eliminated the wireless charging, which I find to be quite a redundant feature that I see on a lot of batteries. The light output is incredible. This lights up the entire van. I can literally have this placed up here, turn this light on, and it will light up the entire van, which I think is awesome, because if my van batteries are dead and I can't reach over here and flick on my light, I can just bump that on and it'll light up the whole van so I can see what I'm doing, which I really like. This can be used during power outages in your home. You can plug in a refrigerator, you can plug in your computer, you can plug in your internet, your phone, whatever you need to do. It can handle a lot of those medium to light tasks, no problem. It can be used fishing, hunting, off-grid living, right now in a van, in a camper, out at the camp, in the office during a power outage maybe. It can do all kinds of things. So awesome battery from Solar Play, 2400 watts. 2 thumbs up for me. What do you guys think? Let me know your opinions down in the comment section. Until next time, peace out. I'll see you in the next video.